This is the Ego LT1000 area light. It says it's the world's most powerful area light, and it says 10,000 lumens. I'm sure there's other lights that are more powerful than this, but maybe it's the most powerful battery-powered area light. I got this on a Black Friday deal for $70 plus tax. Normally, its retail MSRP is $150, but I've normally seen it online for about $100. So in the box you get the manual, some nice cardboard packaging, and the unit itself right there. This guy is not super heavy, but it's not lightweight. You know, it has some heft to it, and this does not include a battery or charger. This is the bare tool, and so presumably this is for somebody who already is bought into the Ego ecosystem. They have a couple of batteries and chargers already. You can see it has folding these 3 different light panels, and then they come up and around, and so you have a light here and then 3 lights on the top. And so typically if you're doing an area, you would kind of, you know, point all in the same direction, but it is also possible for you to flip it around and do 360 degree there. So this can be powered by any of the Ego batteries. They recommend a 5 amp hour battery to get the up to 35 hour runtime. So that's a 5 amp hour battery. I have lots of batteries. I'll just use whatever I happen to want there. It has a lot of handles and stuff on it, but here is the button. So there's the big power button, and by default they all turn on. You can push this guy and cycle through a couple of options. So you can do just the top 3 lights, just the top 1 light, or all of the lights. And then they have the plus button, which starts making it brighter and brighter, and it has 5 brightness levels. And there's also a minus button that goes down. It also has over here 1 USB port for charging your devices. So that's basically the features of this guy. Is it has a light. You can adjust this thing here and, you know, lock it into place so it's not going to move after you tighten it down. And, you know, it's a light. When it folds down, you might notice that it automatically turned off. So they have some sensing there, so you can't leave these on folded down. And then when you fold them up, you got to turn them back on. So this has 5 regular power modes. You know, so this is level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 is pretty bright. That's 6,400 lumens. But they have a temporary boost mode, which will go up to 10,000 lumens. It's only allowed for like up to an hour or so until this thing starts to overheat. But if you push and hold, and it will turn on boost mode. And right there is boost mode, which is 10,000 lumens. And that's pretty bright there. This is daytime, and it's giving me glare. You know, so this guy puts out a decent amount of light when you need it to. Okay, let's try this thing out at night. This is my phone's flashlight. That's level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here's boost. That thing puts out a decent amount of light. So there's my garage with this light going. You can pretty much see everything like it was daytime. So it lights up an area pretty well. So with boost mode, it will run boost mode for 1 hour and then run for 2 more hours at regular level 5 with a 5 amp hour battery. At level 5 it claims 4 hours, At level 1, which is 600 lumens, it claims 36 hours. So if you're like me, you have a whole bunch of these batteries, and so really the exact runtime isn't super critical because you can just put a giant 7.5 amp hour battery on this thing and swap them out if you need more runtime. Really, I think it's the portability and the fact that you already have the batteries. And so, you know, if you need some light, you just grab this thing, throw a battery in it, take it where you want. The whole thing weighs just under 10 pounds without the battery. So this guy here is like 9.5 pounds. Now it has a few mounting features. So it has these hooks, and it's designed that you can like put this thing on a cable, and it's supposed to be hanging upside down. Now you could mount it like on a fence, on the top of a fence or a wall, but if you did that, all these lights would be basically pointing down with the possible exception of these guys that fold out here. So it's really designed to be hung from a cable so you can have these lights going in the different directions. Also, it has tripod mounting screw holes. So it has 1/4 by 20 here, and then this guy is 5/8 by 11. They don't have a 3/8 tripod, so they do kind of the small photo tripods, and then they jump to some giant big, you know, lighting tripod or construction tripod here with a 5/8 by 11. But they're missing the 3/8, which is kind of the hefty video camera tripod. So I think I would have preferred 1/4 and 3/8 because I have tripods of both those sizes, and I do not have a 5/8 tripod. It also has, you could carry it two-handed this way if you wanted to. They're really just giving you options like when you're holding it to go upside down or whatever. But you could carry it two-handed, or you can just carry it one-handed like that. The USB port, the manual says it'll do 5 volts at 1.45 amps. So it's not super fast charging, but it'll get you charged. Alright, so at 1.5 amps, it's dropped to 4.5 volts. And if we look at the power here, it's able to deliver about 6.8 watts. So you're looking, you know, at a power supply that's, you know, a 6 to 7 watt power supply here. So, you know, it's okay for charging something, but really it's a light. If you want to charge something, you want to look at their Nexus brands, which have like 100 watt USB-C power delivery. So if you're looking to charge something USB-C power delivery off of a battery bank, you look at their Nexus pack. From a storage standpoint, this guy folds down to be about a cubic foot.